Welcome to our inclusion training. We hope this session is insightful, inspiring, and equips you to better support children and youth living with disabilities. Throughout this training, we'll be exploring three main sections: understanding our purpose, mapping our trajectory, and enhancing our approach. In this presentation, you'll gain strategies to support communication, promote positive behavior, and optimize meaningful participation for children and youth of all abilities. We invite you to pause this presentation at any point for discussion. Think about your environment, the individuals you are working with, your coworkers. How can this information be applied in an actionable way? This training has been written and recorded by our therapeutic recreation team, and the voiceover has been done by Lindsay Driver, our youth engagement lead. This quotation sets the groundwork for what is to come in our training. Inclusion is intentional. It is about identifying and removing barriers so that everyone can participate to the best of their ability. Although you may not have yet met the child or youth who will benefit from you taking this training, your support will truly make a difference. This contribution will create meaningful change in their lives and provide much needed assistance to their families. Your kindness and generosity matter deeply to them, and the positive impact will be felt for years to come. Our first section is understanding our purpose, the importance of inclusion training. Inclusion training helps us to understand how to design and implement programs that are accessible to individuals of all abilities. This ensures that everyone, regardless of their physical or cognitive challenges, can fully participate in recreational activities. Through inclusion training, our goal is to empower professionals to create environments where individuals with disabilities feel encouraged to explore new activities, develop skills, and achieve personal goals. This empowerment is essential for promoting self-confidence and independence. We have structured our training around the 4 pillars of inclusion. They are equitable access, promoting empowerment, social integration, and encouraging adaptability. We'll explore each pillar in depth as we progress through this presentation, starting with equitable access. Ensuring equitable access in the world of inclusion means creating opportunities and environments where everyone, regardless of their abilities, background, or circumstances, has a fair chance to participate, benefit, and succeed. It involves removing barriers and providing necessary support so that all individuals can fully engage and thrive in various activities and settings. This approach recognizes and addresses diverse needs to promote fairness and equal opportunities for all. The other 3 pillars will be explored in the second section of this training. In this section, Enhancing Our Approach, Strategies for Improved Inclusivity, we elaborate on the other 3 pillars of inclusion, and we will provide strategies, action items, and examples for applying the 4 pillars of inclusion. Adaptability is crucial to ensure that activities are tailored to meet the diverse needs and abilities of participants. Here are some strategies for promoting adaptability in therapeutic recreation and facilitation techniques. We will delve into how offering extra support, adapting the environment, and adjusting equipment can enable active and safe participation for all. Providing additional support. By taking a collaborative approach, we can work alongside participants, caregivers, and other healthcare professionals to develop and adapt recreational programs. We can solicit input and feedback from the participants to ensure that their needs and preferences are being met. There are instances where additional support is required for an individual to best participate and enjoy an activity. This may require a staff to work in closer proximity with a child or youth to create a meaningful connection and to be more attentive to their needs. Some additional examples are working one-on-one with an individual experiencing difficulties with participation, working with other leaders and professionals to ensure health and safety is prioritized, using individualized support plans to document who an individual is and what supports would best fit them, use visual and sensory supports, peer modeling, communication supports, and prompting and positive reinforcement. We must always consider the environment in which we are facilitating our programs and activities. This allows us to ensure that we are fostering a sense of empowerment so that every individual can engage and thrive in their surroundings. Some examples of adjusting the environment are providing sensory accommodations, such as adjusting lighting and noise levels, modifying physical spaces, such as moving tables out of the way, reducing the number of visual distractions, closing the blinds, while always ensuring that accessibility for the individuals with mobility challenges are considered. And lastly, flexible seating arrangements, such as standing desks, ergonomic chairs, or cushions to accommodate comfort preferences and physical needs. Modifying equipment. It is important to always consider the modification of equipment, as it ensures inclusivity and safety. When modifying equipment, the primary focus is to not change the type of equipment being used. Instead, use a similar device which allows the individual to fully participate at their own pace and with the proper attention and effort required. Utilize adaptive equipment and assistive devices to enable participation for individuals with physical disabilities or limitations, allows for an environment where every participant can fully engage in the activity. Ensure that equipment is properly adjusted and used safely. Some examples of this are using a pool noodle instead of a baseball bat, giving a range of size and tactile balls to throw and catch, assistive devices for pencils, pens, and paintbrushes for grasping, and having whiteboards with markers available for communication. There are many other ways to adapt and modify equipment to encourage participation. As we move into our next pillar of inclusion, we will explore social integration. Inclusion training teaches professionals how to facilitate interactions and social connections amongst participants of diverse abilities. Encouraging social integration for individuals with exceptionalities in therapeutic recreation and general facilitation involves creating inclusive environments, fostering meaningful connections, and providing opportunities for social participation. By doing so, individuals with disabilities have opportunities to build meaningful relationships, develop social skills, and feel a sense of belonging within the community. Here are some elaborated strategies that we'll expand on more. Facilitating interaction and social opportunities, inclusive environments, promote open communication, and leading by example. Encouraging peer interaction is essential for promoting social inclusion, fostering friendships, and building a sense of belonging. Some strategies to encourage peer interaction include pairing and peer buddies. Pair children and youth with disabilities with peer buddies or mentors who can provide social support, friendship, and encouragement. Peer buddies can assist with social interactions, offer assistance as needed, and serve as positive role models for inclusion and acceptance. Facilitated peer interactions. Facilitate peer interactions by creating structured opportunities for children and youth to engage with each other in meaningful ways. You can do this by using icebreaker activities, small group discussions, or sharing exercises to encourage conversation and interaction among participants. Provide guidance and support. Offer guidance and support to participants as they navigate social interactions and develop friendships, assisting them with social cues, communication strategies, and problem-solving skills to help them navigate social situations with confidence and ease. And lastly, celebrate friendship. Celebrate and acknowledge the friendships that develop amongst participants in your group. Recognize the importance of social connections and the positive impact of peer interaction on children and youth's social and emotional well-being. By encouraging peer interaction in these ways, you can create a supportive and inclusive environment where children with disabilities feel valued, accepted, and connected to their peers, fostering friendships and social bonds that last beyond the confines of structured activities or programs. By adapting our environment, we can encourage social integration and foster inclusivity. This is done by creating a welcoming and inclusive space where all individuals feel valued, respected, and included. Some strategies to build inclusive environments include the celebration of diversity. Create a culture of inclusion and diversity where individuals with disabilities feel valued, respected, and celebrated for their unique strengths and perspectives. Physical accessibility. It is essential to ensure that physical accessibility is considered. This allows us to create an inclusive environment where everyone can participate fully. This means ensuring that the space you are in is AODA compliant. Physical accessibility allows us to ensure that all individuals can navigate the space safely and independently. Sensory-friendly features. Create a sensory-friendly environment by minimizing unnecessary noise, distractions, and sensory overload. Use soft lighting, calming colors, and comfortable seating to create a soothing atmosphere that promotes relaxation and focus. Visual supports. Use visual supports such as pictorial schedules, maps, and signage to enhance orientation and communication within the environment. Visual cues can be helpful for individuals to navigate the space independently and understand expectations for behavior and participation. And lastly, inclusive programming. Offer programming and activities that appeal to a diverse range of interactions, abilities, and preferences. Provide opportunities for individuals to participate in group activities, individual activities, social events, and recreational pursuits that reflect their diverse interests and talents. Foster open and respectful communication channels where individuals feel comfortable expressing themselves and sharing their experiences and perspectives. Some strategies to promote open communication include the use of alternative communication methods. For individuals with speech or language challenges, providing alternative communication methods such as picture boards, communication devices, or sign language interpretation to facilitate communication and ensure that everyone can participate in discussions. Other methods may involve contacting a community organization for an interpreter in the desired language needed. Provide time for processing. Support individuals by providing additional time to process the information and formulate their responses during conversations. Be patient and avoid rushing or interrupting them while they are speaking. And the last part of this section for social integration is lead by example. By leading by example in group facilitation, you can inspire trust, confidence, and respect from group members and create a positive and inclusive environment where everyone feels valued, supported, and empowered to participate fully. Strengths-based communication. Use strengths-based communication language and strategies that affirm individuals' capabilities and potential. Avoid labeling or defining them solely based on their disability and instead emphasize their diverse talents, skills, and contributions. Show respect and empathy. Treat all participants with respect and empathy, regardless of their backgrounds, opinions, or abilities. Model inclusive language, nonverbal cues, and behavior that promote a culture of respect, acceptance, and understanding within the group. Be transparent and honest. Model transparency and honesty in your communication with the group. Share information openly, address questions or concerns directly, and admit when you don't have all the answers. Be authentic and genuine in your interactions with group members. And lastly, promote inclusivity. Model inclusivity by actively including all group members in discussions, activities, and decision-making processes. Avoid favoritism or exclusionary behaviors and ensure that everyone has an equal opportunity to participate and contribute to the group's goals. An additional recommendation would be to actively reflect on your practice. Take time to reflect on your facilitation practice and consider how your actions and behaviors impact the group dynamics and outcomes. Identify strengths and areas for growth and commit to ongoing professional development to enhance your facilitation skills and effectiveness. Empowerment is our next pillar of inclusion. Promoting empowerment among individuals with varying abilities involves recognizing and nurturing their strengths, providing opportunities for self-determination, and fostering an environment of respect and inclusion. I would like to share this quotation from a past Children's Treatment Center client as it truly speaks to the importance of the training and the value of the work that we do. To normalize disabilities and to invite inclusion, youth like me need more opportunities, activities, and community events to collaborate with the broader youth community. To feel empowered in finding career paths, we need to hear from the lived experiences of trailblazers who are navigating the world with a disability. We need to see ourselves as the next generation of young leaders and advocates, where we are part of the conversation and our voices are welcomed and heard. Emphasizing strengths means focusing on individuals' abilities and strengths rather than their limitations. We must highlight their unique talents and skills. This can be done through the following strategies. We've already heard this earlier in the presentation, but we wanted to echo it here again. Strengths-based approach. Adopt a strengths-based perspective that focuses on individuals' abilities, talents, and potential rather than solely on their limitations or challenges. Recognize and validate their unique strengths, skills, and accomplishments in various areas of their life. Personalized goal setting. Collaborate with the individual to set personalized goals that build on their strengths and aspirations. Help them identify meaningful goals that align with their interests, values, and abilities, and provide support and encouragement as they work towards achieving them. And lastly, positive feedback and recognition. Provide regular and specific feedback that highlights individuals' strengths, progress, and contributions. Acknowledge their efforts, achievements, and positive qualities openly and affirmatively by both publicly and privately. Offering choices and opportunities for individuals to make decisions and exert control over their lives allows us to respect their autonomy and preferences. This can be done through the various strategies below. Person-centered planning. Adopt a person-centered approach that prioritizes the individual's preferences, goals, and values. Involve them in the decision-making process and collaborate to develop personalized plans that reflect their choices and priorities. Offering options. Provide a range of options and alternatives for individuals to choose from within programs and activities. Offer different activities, materials, or methods to accommodate diverse preferences, interests, and abilities. Respecting preferences. Respect individuals' choices, even if they differ from what may be considered typical or conventional. Honor their autonomy and right to make decisions about their own lives, preferences, and experiences. And lastly, supporting independence. Provide appropriate levels of support and assistance that empower individuals to exercise choice and autonomy while also promoting their independence and self-reliance. Offer assistance as needed, but prioritize strategies that promote self-sufficiency and skill building. Self-advocacy enables individuals to express their preferences, concerns, and needs effectively, ensuring that their voices are heard and respected in the decision-making process. By advocating for themselves, individuals can assert their rights and access to the supports, accommodations, and resources they need to thrive in various aspects of life, including education, employment, healthcare, and community participation. This can be done through various ways. The first one we're going to look at is empowering communication. Although we spoke about this already, we felt it was important to mention here in the promote self-advocacy piece. By encouraging individuals to express their preferences, needs, and desires openly and assertively. Create a supportive and inclusive communication environment where individuals feel comfortable voicing their opinions and advocating for their own interests. Promote self-growth. Self-advocacy encourages personal growth and self-awareness by encouraging individuals to reflect on their strengths, weaknesses, values, and goals. It promotes self-reflection and self-improvement, fostering a sense of agency and purpose. And lastly, inspire others. By advocating for themselves, individuals with disabilities serve as role models and advocates for others facing similar challenges. Their courage, determination, and resilience inspires others to speak up, take action, and demand change, catalyzing broader social movements for inclusion and justice. Lastly, we will speak about creating opportunities for engagement. This involves designing activities, environments, and experiences that encourage active participation, interaction, and involvement. Actively involving individuals in planning, organizing, and leading activities and initiatives within programs and settings. Offer opportunities for them to take on leadership roles, contribute their ideas, and actively participate in the decision-making process. Some strategies are identifying interests and preferences. Start by understanding the interests, preferences, and needs of the individuals you are engaging with. Consider their backgrounds, abilities, and personal motivations to tailor opportunities that resonate with them. Offer diverse activities. Provide a variety of activities that cater to the different interests, abilities, and learning styles. Offer options for physical, creative, social, and intellectual engagement to appeal to a broad range of preferences. And lastly, create accessible environments. As we mentioned earlier, it is important to ensure that the environment is accessible and inclusive to all participants. Remove barriers to participation and provide accommodations or assistive devices as needed to support full engagement. As Plato wisely noted, you can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation. This reminds us that play reveals true character and fosters genuine connections, emphasizing the importance of creating inclusive and engaging environments for everyone to interact naturally and authentically. Our last and final section of this training is mapping our trajectory, advancing inclusion, and how we can foster a forward-moving progressive approach. This section is our true what's next. How can we move forward with a progressive approach to fostering inclusivity within the given context of why you are joining us today? We have broken them down into 4 different areas. The first is building momentum, exploring strategies and initiatives aimed at propelling inclusion efforts forward. This could be within the organization that you are in, the community you live or work in, or society at large. Deepening understanding. Deepening understanding and appreciation for diverse perspectives, backgrounds, and experiences. Encouraging those with lived experience to be around the table, building up their voices, and learning from them. Strengthening commitment. Reinforcing the commitment of individuals and organizations to actively promote inclusion, both in policies and everyday interactions. Inclusion must be an innate part of how we live, work, and play. And lastly, implementing best practices. Effective practices and methodologies for creating inclusive environments. Sharing and discussing effective practices and methodologies for creating inclusive environments, whether in the workplace, education setting, community space, or in your everyday life. In essence, advancing inclusion encapsulates the ongoing journey towards creating environments where all individuals feel valued, respected, and included, and it truly underscores the importance of continuous growth and development in this regard. We have two takeaway resources that we would like to share with you. We have our Thrive Together tools. These are available on our KidsAbility website. This is KidsAbility's online resource center for various tools and information such as social stories, visual boards, and more. I encourage you to take a look there for any tools that may be helpful for your group. This training will also be accompanied by a concise one-page handout featuring discussion prompts, reflection points, and additional resources to enrich your learning experience and support ongoing growth. As we wrap up, we want to extend a heartfelt thank you. Thank you for trusting and relying on our organization. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about inclusion and its importance. Your participation in this inclusion training is crucial. It allows us to foster an inclusive and supportive environment for all. We hope this session has been insightful and inspiring, and that it equips you to better support children and youth living with disabilities. By creating inclusive and engaging environments, we enable everyone to interact naturally and authentically. We promote inclusion, foster friendships, and build a sense of belonging. Your commitment to these principles helps build meaningful relationships, develop social skills, and create a community where everyone feels they belong. Thank you once again for your dedication and for joining us in this important work.